As humans, we have a pretty hard time thinking about change. In fact, most of us think about linear change instead of exponential change. But what does that actually mean and why is it so important? Ray Kurzweil, famous futurist now over at Google, came up with a pretty interesting thought experiment to help us understand the difference between linear and exponential thinking. So, let's say for example, I were to ask you to take 30 linear steps. How far do you think you would travel? That is, you take one step, then 2, 3, 4, 5. You probably wouldn't get that far. But what if I were to ask you to take 30 exponential steps? It's pretty hard for us to think about where we would end up. In fact, it would be the equivalent of traveling around planet Earth 26 times, right? It's a massive number. It's not something that most people would think of. This is important because we live in an exponential world where things are changing so quickly, especially when it comes to technology. We keep hearing about things like artificial intelligence and self-driving cars and big data, the Internet of Things, all of these technologies that are all of a sudden making their way into our lives and into our jobs, our careers. And the interesting thing about exponential growth is that it happens gradually and then all of a sudden it appears to come out of nowhere. And that's the world that we're all living in. So what I want to encourage you to think about is take your linear assumptions, your ideas, your concepts, and adjust them for an exponential world. What sort of opportunities do you think you would be able to uncover? What problems do you think you would be able to solve if instead of linear change, you all of a sudden were able to account for exponential change? That is a pretty cool thing to think about.